Hello ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between. My name is Molten AMF, and today I'm here to talk about Armored Core 6's boosters. The boosters in Armored Core 6 affect the mobility of your AC the most out of all parts. Only legs with their jump stats hold any other effect. All other parts can only affect mobility with the cost of their weight and EN load. It would not be hyperbole to say that an AC can live or die by its booster. Armored Core 6 features 12 boosters, going into default order: Kikaku, P10, P04, P06 Speed, Alula, Flugel, Bazelle, 1-5, Mule, Gridwalker, Gills, and the NGI. These boosters control 5 factors: normal boost movement, upwards movement, quick boost, assault boost, and melee thrust. Some boosters are spec'd to certain traits, like the Gridwalker's aerial mobility, Speed Booster's movement speed, Gills and Alula's rapid quick boosts, and Bazelle's assault boost. Other boosters are more generally spec'd, like the P04, the Flugel, and the NGI. In this video, and perhaps in ones to come if this does well, I'm going to be doing a deep dive into booster stats to hopefully make sense of the nitty-gritty of all these numbers. So, obviously if we're going to be testing speed times, we're going to have to use the same AC for each test to make sure the results are equal across the board. So for that we use this AC. All weapons purged, TK head, Lamb core, Barsho arms, Femeza legs. Booster will obviously vary depending on what we're testing. The split missile FCS, and the Santai generator. Santai generator is obvious because, we need maximum EN. The FCS was just whatever this base AC had equipped. The FCS doesn't make a huge difference in speeds because the weight difference is minimal between them. The EN load can affect it, but we should be fine because this is on the lower end. And yeah, the rest of the frame's the speed running frame. This is the fastest AC you can get without compromising EN load. Getting the easiest one out of the way first, we have boost speed. Boost speed is kind of a what you see is what you get type of situation. The in-game organization will tell you the best to worst, so I don't have too much input here. However, I did want to take the time to calculate what boost speed actually translates to in real-world speed. Unfortunately, this is a little difficult. To consistently test these speeds, we need an open area, relatively flat, no active enemies nearby, close to an objective point to make tracking the distance possible, and be close to a checkpoint or level start to make changing the build possible within a reasonable time frame. Oh hey, investigate the uninhabited floating city. As you can see, results follow the expected values, but what I was interested to find was how boost speed translates into real speed value, and honestly, pretty well. Focusing on the speed booster for a moment, it covered 1,898 meters in 17.45 seconds. That translates to 108 meters per second, or 389.5 kilometers an hour. Considering that the displayed boost speed is 402, that's a fairly close approximation. After comparing the other values in their times, meters per second to boost speed seems to follow a 3.7 multiplier, and boost speed to kilometers per hour follows a 1.03 multiplier. Of course, I have a mild suspicion that maybe these translations are supposed to be 3.6 to 1 and 1.1 to 1 to 1 respectively, but the time it took for the AC to reach full boost speed messed with the values. But we're looking for approximations here, so I think it's fine. Next up, we're going to test vertical thrust. Vertical thrust is also pretty simple, but it has the added factor of consumption to give it slightly more intrigue. Notable, vertical speed is slower than horizontal speed on the same frame. The Gridwalker hits a maximum speed of 97.9 meters per second, or 352 kilometers per hour, compared to the Speed Booster's maximum of 389.5 kilometers per hour. There are 3 factors to consider with upwards thrust: speed, distance, and time. Speed allows you to utilize aerial mobility to dodge or reposition, distance determines how high you can get and is a major factor in kiting, and time dictates how long you can stay aerial before you have to recharge. The test is to see how high and for how long a booster can stay in the air on a single Santai tank. The Gridwalker, as expected, performs well. Number one for speed, second for distance, with a respectable 4th for time. This is mostly a result of its relatively average consumption. Still the best aerial booster in my opinion. Gills was a surprise pick, 3rd for distance and 2nd for time, only held back by its average speed, but considering this difference in speed is only approximately 10%, I can certainly see a case for the Gills. The most interesting one for me, however, was the Mule. Best distance and time, but worse speed. A whole 28% slower than Gridwalker. Seeing the stats in play really gasses up the Mule though. 20% more distance than 2nd place and a whole 40% more airtime than 2nd place. Honestly, there might be some untapped potential here with RJs. The NGI has good speed, 2nd place, but average distance at 7th and bad airtime at 10th. The 1 through 5 kind of acts like a reverse Mule, that it has the 3rd best speed, but 11th distance and 12th time. As for the other boosters, Flugel performs above average with 5th distance, 8th time and 4th speed. Period 4 performs similarly with 4th distance, 6th time and 6th speed. Rizal performs poorly, 10th distance, 9th time and 7th speed. Speed performs below average with 8th distance, 7th time and 8th speed. The P10 is about average with 6th distance, 5th time and 9th speed, but maybe you could consider that below average depending on your priorities. As expected, the Alulas are dog shit! 12th distance, 11th time and 10th speed. It makes sense that considering that's their weakness, but holy smokes. And lastly, the Kikaku is pretty bad at 9th distance and 11th speed, but the 3rd time kind of gives it a niche, but I think it most certainly helps for melee builds, considering it allows you to wait out a higher AC as it falls. For great aerial performance, I'd recommend the Gridwalker, Gills, and maybe the Mule if you've got a build for it. For overall good performance, the PO4, Flugel, and NGI work well. If aerial performance isn't heavily needed but you still want the decent ability to do so, 1 through 5, P10 and speed can work well, plus they hold other niches. However, if you think you will be doing any aerial combat at all, avoid Alulas, Bazels, and Kikaku. Thankfully these boosters can assault boost and melee cancel respectively to help overcome their weaknesses. Assault boost is similarly to vertical thrust, divided into speed, duration, and distance. However, unlike vertical thrust, AB places a much larger emphasis on speed and distance. Duration is only good if the other 2 factors are good too. For assault boosting, I did 4 tests. The first 2 tests are simpler and more objective in its observations, while the other 2 should be taken with some heavy salt. The first test was covering a single Sarntai tank in 1 assault boost. Speed is obvious, it follows the thrust stat in the garage. Distance, however, is very interesting. The furthest distance was the Hikaku at 1,774 meters. Crazy considering the horrible speed. Next was Bazel's at 1,688 meters, PO4 at 1,658 meters, the 1 through 5 at 1,600 meters, and I'll also mention P10 at 1,598 meters. A distance that's close probably means they're about even. From this we can gather that consumption is a much more important factor in distance than speed. Bazel only remains so high because it holds 5th place for consumption, and is still fairly close to 3rd and 4th. Duration sees Kikaku at 1st again with 13.38 seconds, P4 with 12.11 seconds, 1 through 5 with 11.45 seconds, and P10 at 11.28 seconds. I will mention that Bazel's at 5th place with 11.24 seconds. These results are expected as duration is directly affected by consumption, but what we can glean from this is that based on a single tank, low consumption assault boosters are way more useful than high consumption. Take the Alulas. Alulas fall at 11th for distance and 12th for duration, while the NGI falls at 9th for distance and 11th for duration, despite their speed being at 2nd and 3rd respectively. Therefore, if you're running a generator where recharge opportunities are sparse, like Coral high EN builds with little EN load, these builds will heavily favour lower consumption over speed. However, it must also be kept in consideration with the stability of a build. Will the extra speed of the faster boosters allow you to reach let's say, an enemy kite before they stagger you, or will that lower speed cause you to get staggered? and that definitely needs to be tested on a build-by-build basis. The second test was traversing the 1,898 meters as fast as possible with Assault Boost, and normal movement during recharge, still using Santai. This test operates with many more factors at play: Assault Boost, Thrust and Consumption, Boost Speed, and the EN load of the booster. First place was Bazel at 13.56. Makes sense considering the fastest assault boost thrust. This is quite notable considering how below average boost speed is, and the worst EN load. Second place was Alula's at 13.69. I believe this result reflects how useful being able to recharge EN is in covering distances. Despite covering a small distance per assault boost, the recharge, and likely aided by the second fastest boost speed, allows Alula to hit second place here. Third place was NGI at 14.212. This is similar to Alula. The recharge plus the good boost speed gives it a good time. Fourth place is Speed at 14.18. This presents the interesting case of the strength standard boost speed has in this experiment. Despite Speed having literally perfect averages for a single assault boost, like 6th place for speed, distance, and duration, it scores 4th over longer distances, with only a very small difference from 3rd. Very interesting, in my opinion. 5th is Flugel at 14.34. Impressive considering Flugel also has a bad single assault boost, 10th for distance and duration, and only 7th for speed. Further evidence of the strength of assault boost speed when recharge is available. 6th is P10 at 14.4. Again, this booster has excellent single assault boost, yet performs average when recharge is included, most likely a result of having the 3rd worst boost speed. 7th is Gridwalker at 14.44. Gridwalkers perform below average for a single assault boost, 8 for distance and duration, with 9 for speed, and while it still places below average, it performs slightly better for recharge. Again, I note the 5th place boost speed. 8th is PO4 at 14.71. PO4 is the best of the good single assault boosts, excluding Bazel, at full distance. The combination of low AB thrust and below average boost speed holds it down. 9th place is 1 through 5 at 14.76. Again, similar to PO4, but with a slightly worse single AB and lower boost speed. 10th is Gills at 14.89. This one was the biggest surprise for me. This booster is 5th for speed, yet it's so bad over long distance. The problem seems to be its horrible AB consumption, combined with the high EN load. Like, this should be objectively better than Flugel, but it seems the high EN load has really hampered the recharge. 11th place is Kikaku at 15.08. Not surprising, bad AB thrust plus bad boost speed. At least its niche is melee, so this doesn't really matter too much. And 12th is Mule at 16.26. Everybody knows how shockingly bad the Mule is, but even if you know it's the worst, this is still really surprising to see how much worse it is. Yeah, again, makes sense because the worst assault boost and boost speed thrust. For these two tests, we can see that when EN supply, aka the recharge rate, is low, or for during aerial combat, a low assault boost consumption is more important for assault boosters, but when EN supply is high and recharge opportunities are plentiful, like ground and combat and horizontal kites, speed is the much more important factor. Now for the more subjective test. Remember assault boost shuffling? This is where we test it. See, assault boost shuffling is when you tilt the camera to one side and move the armored core to the other side while assault boosting. This results in a much faster assault boost at the cost of more EN consumption and a much shorter lasting AB. The problem is that it's very difficult to perform optical AB shuffling. You need to be precise with the stick movement, and you can't hard lock during it. During standard play, it doesn't need to be uber precise, but it makes it hard to test in a setting like this. So in other words, please take the results here as generalization and not as cold hard facts like I would argue for the first two cases. Additional note, assault boost shuffles cost EN based on booster quick boost consumption, and that consumption is unaffected by your core's booster adjustment. The third test is a single AB shuffle on Santai. As usual, we're testing for speed, time, and distance. Speed is approximately what you'd expect. The top four are in order: Bazel, Alula, P10, and Gills. With Bazel being noticeably faster than Alula, an average of 523 km per hour against 485. The middle four are Flugel, PO4, 1 through 5, and Gridwalker. These four are close in assault boost speed and QB consumption, so position makes sense. And the lowest 4 are NGI, Speed, Kikaku, and Mule. NGI, Speed, and Mule have high EN quick boosts, and additionally the Kikaku and the Mule have bad Assault Boost Thrust. Distance is interesting. The top 4 are 1 through 5, P10, P04, and Flugel. 1 through 5 and Flugel have great quick boost jet duration, with the P10 and the P04 being above average. P04 and Flugel have great quick boost thrust, and P10, Flugel, and 1 through 5 have low quick boost EN consumption. The middle 4 are Kikaku, Buizel, Mules, and Gills. The Kikaku, the Buizel, and the Gills have low jet durations, but have average to good quick boost EN consumption, while the Mule has high jet duration, but high quick boost EN consumption, all having low to below average quick boost thrust. The bottom 4 are Gridwalker, Speed, NGI, and Alula. The Speed, NGI, and Alula have high quick boost EN costs, and the Gridwalker is below average. Alula and NGI have bad assault boost EN costs, while the Speed and Gridwalker both have below average. Time is the least important factor in this test, in my opinion. You can consider both a high time and a low time to be good, depending on your priorities, so just list them from longest to shortest. The longest 4 are 1 through 5, P10, P04, and Kikaku. And the middle 4 are Flugel, Mule, Gills, and Gridwalker. Shortest 4 are Speed, NGI, Buizel, and Alula. For single Assault Boost Shuffling Speed, it follows the Assault Boost Thrust closely, except that NGI and Speed are bad instead of good and above average. Distance favors high jet duration, low quick boost, and Assault Boost EN cost, and a good quick boost Thrust. The fourth and final test is a full-length Assault Boost Shuffle, and I think you know the gist of what we're testing for now. First is Buizel at 13.74. No surprises here. It is slower than No Shuffle, but it's faster than third place standard full Assault Boost. Second place is Alula at 14.07. Still unsurprising, further emphasizing how useful recharge is in relation to speed. Slower than No Shuffle, and it's faster than third place standard full Assault Boost. Third place is the P10 at 14.09. This is the first full Assault Boost Shuffle that differs from standard full Assault Boost. The low quick boost and assault boost EN cost paired with the above average jet duration helps to greatly improve performance. It's faster than No Shuffle and it's faster than third place standard full AB. Fourth place is Gills at 14.27, a massive step up from its standard full assault boost. This likely seems to be a combination of low jet duration with a fast boost speed, similar to Alula and Buizel's, as opposed to the P10's long jet and slow boost speed. It's faster than not shuffling and it's faster than fourth place standard assault boost. Fifth is Speed at 14.44. It's a small drop from standard assault boost, likely a result of the speed's high quick boost EN cost and bad quick boost thrust. It's slower than not shuffling and is actually the exact same as 7th placed standard assault boost. 6th place is NGI at 14.54. This one's a large drop from its standard assault boost performance, probably a result of its high assault boost and quick boost EN cost, I'd wager. It's slower than not shuffling, and it's faster than 8th place standard assault boost. 7th place is the 1 through 5 at 14.64. This one's a slight improvement over its standard assault boost, likely result of the strong shuffle, low cost, and best jet duration. It's faster than not shuffling, and it's a faster than 8th standard place assault boost. 8th is the Flugel at 14.97, another noticeable drop from its standard assault boost, likely because of the combination of bad AB cost with long jet duration, meaning more time moving at a relatively slower speed than charging EN. Slower than No Shuffle, faster than 11th place standard assault boost. 9th place is the P04 at 15.03. Slight drop from its standard assault boost. I would round this one up to shuffling being slowing average, not because of any specific P04 stat. Slower than No Shuffle, faster than 11th place standard assault boost. 10th is the Gridwalker at 15.27. Noticeable drop from standard assault boost. Likely result of below average quick boost with high consumption. Slower than No Shuffle, faster than 12th standard assault boost. 11th is the Kikaku, 15.43. I'd say this is expected performance. Slower than No Shuffle, faster than 12th place standard assault boost. 12th place is the Mule at a shocking 17.26. I would definitely say this is expected as well, considering the Mule in general. Slower than No Shuffle and slower than any form of standard assault boost. From these tests, the boosters that are faster shuffling than not shuffling are P10, Gills, and 1 through 5. These boosters either have good jet with slow boost speeds or quick jets with fast boost speed. As you can see, on average, Assault boost shuffling is slower than standard AB in most cases, however. With that, we have come to the end of part 1 of booster analysis. I plan to create a full strength and weaknesses chart once I've finished all of it, so please give me some support if you wish to see more. I plan to cover a quick boost and maybe melee thrust in the next one, and I'll maybe do a final video on the quirks of tetrapods and tanks, if that continues to do well. Definitely just wanted to do this because, like, there just seems to be no hard evidence on what boosters do what. Because everybody was kind of just going, oh, this has good speed, this is good def, and all that. So I just wanted to give some finality, put some numbers to the tests and all that. But with that, thank you for watching. Maybe I'll see you in the next one.